Welcome to Over the Line, the football debate show by fans for fans. My name is Dave O, and joining me on today's show, we've got Gavin and Cyril. Gents, welcome. How are we?
Um,
I'm all right, mate. I'm good. How are you?
I'm feeling good. Just another Sunday, as somebody would normally say. Just another
Mm,
Sunday.
mm. Well, as always, we're going to start off with going over the fixtures for the weekend, well, the results for the weekend, and we'll get into it after that. So, starting off with the games on Saturday, we saw West Ham defeat Sunderland 3-1 at home. We saw Burnley and Tottenham draw 2-2. Tottenham with a last gasp equaliser in that game. Pressure mounts on manager Thomas Frank. Fulham beat Brighton 2-1. A late Harry Wilson free kick got all 3 points for Fulham there. Manchester City beat Wolves 2-0 at home, the Etihad, Etihad, however you want to call it. And on the final game on Saturday, saw Bournemouth with a last gasp winner at home to Liverpool, winning that game 3-2. Van Dijk blaming the wind for Liverpool's ailments that day. On to today's results. First game saw Brentford go down 2-0 at home to Nottingham Forest. The relegation battle is beginning to look seriously tasty, and Spurs are beginning to get dragged into it, thankfully. Next game saw Crystal Palace lose 3-1 at home to Chelsea. Newcastle lost 2-0 at home to Aston Villa. And on the final game of today, saw Arsenal lose 3-2 at home to Manchester United. And on that note, I want to thank all of you for joining me this week. I hope you have a wonderful week, and we'll see you all next week on the next Over the Line show. Sorry, Cyril, no time to talk. Bye bye.
If
Right.
only.
If only, if only. In all seriousness, there's only one place to start, and that is Manchester United's victory at the Emirates. Cyril, we're going to have to come to you first. Give us your reaction to the game, buddy. How you feeling?
I mean, I would have preferred for you guys to go first because you guys are obviously first.
You're the winner, mate. You're the winner. Go first.
First of all of
And
that.
plus, you did predict 3 goals for United last week, so I'm giving you the floor, mate.
I did. Again, do you know what? This win is not even a win for me to be like trying to like be like, oh, look what happened or whatever. Because at the end of the day, what I'm happy about is what my team is doing, how my team is looking. That's for me, the overall how the team is looking, and the fact that we actually went down away, and we came back to actually finish like that. And you can see the confidence coming through from the team, and obviously even the fact that we're putting pressure as well, pressing, high up as well, final third, super happy about this what I saw. I think the main thing is past 2 games we've scored, three or so, more than 3 goals, as in, or at least goals that have actually 2 goals that have qualified. So the fact that we're scoring is really, really good. The attack just looks, tasty. I'm just thinking for the future now. I'm like, okay, cool. When Casemiro goes, who we're gonna put in there? Let's sort out that midfield there. Maybe get somebody, sort of in the defense as well. So I'm just thinking already to next season. But I'm happy that we're top 4. I know that when I spoke about it in the past, been, banter and all that stuff, from certain people, my football knowledge was questioned, when I really think, from anyone that's out there trying to predict the score, no one could have predicted what I predicted. But I'm so glad that I did. And that the ones that was calling me crazy, I was trying to like banter me, can now be sat here having to either apologize, but they probably wouldn't, but it's cool. Just knowing that during that game, I could feel like the pressure from the fans, the players. You could sense it, you could feel it. That for me is the sweetest feeling ever. And you know what's really more important is if this victory from us ends up being a catalyst to Arsenal bottling this season, wow. Just wow. It was meant to be. This feels like the football gods did what they were meant to do. So that's all I got to say. I'm just going to be nice today.
What if it was a catalyst for us to get a kick up our backside?
Nah, because there are games where when was the I don't remember the last goal you guys have actually scored. Actually, okay, no, you scored today. Actually, no, but from what I'm seeing from is the fact that the actual guys who are, you have the squad, you have everything that you're meant to have right now, and you can see the shakiness. The fact that you took your captain off, like I don't.
I mean, that's not
We can.
unheard of, is it?
Because we can.
Because you can. So fair enough, but typically that's not normal. I could be wrong.
You can just say you have no rebuttal to the fact that it could be a kick. It could be the kick up our backside. That is a possibility. It's just sorry. I'll let you finish. Go on.
I'm gonna let you run with whatever you think, because the same way I let you run with what you thought last week, and you were so
congratulations, you got a score right. Well done. Congratulations.
No, it's not even that.
We'll get you a trophy. We'll get you a trophy.
No one's ever done 3 at Arsenal. You think this is gonna look at the stats, look at this numbers, look at this, boom, boom, boom. And I told you what I told you. Yeah, but I'm smoking. I'm like, I told you what I told you, and I stood by it. And
well done, man. Congratulations.
But here's the thing, though. I'll say 1-2-1. There's a special number of what that 1-2-1 stands for. If you don't know, I'll let you do the research on that. But what I'm happy about is that I think from now till the rest of the season, there's going to be, again, things like this happening. And the fact that to Arsenal. You didn't, like, you guys were winning. You guys were winning at home.
Do you know what? Can I ask you a question before you finish? Like, what are you basing this stuff off? You say these more of this stuff's gonna happen. What are you basing it off? Where's your foundation?
What did you think about the Liverpool game?
Our game against Liverpool.
Yeah.
What about it? Be true. Okay, what I don't get what your point is. What about it? I'm asking you your opinion. You're saying Arsenal, and this is a sign of the times to come for Arsenal, essentially. So I'm asking you, what is it about it that's telling you that we're going to carry on conceding 3 goals at home and losing in the manner we did today?
Not 3 goals at home. So here's the thing: you might not.
So when you say things like this, what do you mean?
So what
stop saying. Add some depth to what you're saying, please.
Okay, apologize. Okay, cool. Let me break it down for you. So, you haven't looked convincing, like at home, for example, against us. You had a lot of the ball, but you didn't really do much with it. Saka obviously has been looking off recently. He's not looking at his best, and he's meant to be your best attacker. Okay. In terms of the actual games, for example, like the game against Liverpool, game against us today, like it doesn't feel like you have that what it does to be able to break teams down. It just seems like, again, it could be, I'm not wrong. It seems like Arsenal only feel confident, the players only super feel confident when there's like a corner, or when there is like, a free kick or something like that. That's where literally the players seem confident. And then it's just the forwards, like you guys are not going out there banging out bare goals or whatever, open play goals and so on. So again, obviously a goal's a goal, but if you think about some of these goals, you've had a lot of draws. You've also you've had a lot of wins where it was like own goals and stuff like that. So when you put in all those things together, yes, I'm not saying that you can't score goals, but a lot of these previous games have been own goals, they've been corners and so on.
What games you be specific, bro? You're talking about us at home. What games are you talking about that we've been poor at home?
Question: are you only going to play at home?
No, you said that things like this, us losing at home. What are you actually saying?
It's not losing at home. Relax.
Away as well. When was the last time we lost away?
I'm not saying losing. I said even drawing for you guys now, and that's what I said to you before. I said you were kind of like you were counting all the points that you could actually be from those games, and I'm like, but those could be draws as well. And this is now actually a loss, so that's one down. So the next one could be a draw, and that's what I'm saying. So you get more draws, and the other teams keep on kicking on or whatever else. Things are going to change. City, they want you to talk whatever about. Haaland didn't play or didn't start or whatever, and they still did what they had to do. Obviously, it was against Wolves, but it is what it is.
Wolves, bro.
Doesn't
No
matter.
one gives points away against Wolves. Apart from you lot. But we ain't gonna talk about that.
It doesn't matter because at the end of the day, it's whoever's in front of you. So they just need to pick up points, and you just need to keep on drawing. If you draw another game, then suddenly it's no longer, and they win. It's no longer 7 points and 9 points and 12 points and everything you were counting and stuff. Is now back to you guys are actually same points. So all I'm saying to you is it's just not looking like you guys are like running away with it like you actually thought. And that's what I was trying to tell you to this. I said it last time. I'm like, you're talking about all these things could happen with getting all these points, but I'm like, but you could get draws as well or losses. And you didn't expect this to be an L, but you got it. And I'm glad you tasted it. And hopefully you taste more next week as well. You probably got it to Leeds and win, and then you'll be like, oh, suddenly we're back and whatever. So let it be where it is.
Let me ask you something. Let me ask you something.
Bare waffle. He didn't make any points. He just waffled.
From what you've seen this season, how confident are you that City and Villa are going to go on a run and we're not?
Great question.
Villa have flopped and still keep going. They still keep on gaining points on Arsenal. So for me, whilst they keep on flopping, they keep on moving forward as well. City, I still think City. So now they've got this guy. What's his name? Defender Guehi. Yeah, having him there, I think is going to help them out a little bit more. Or just just in terms of when them lot connect together as well, that's going to do their thing. I think what the buy that they've already, what's been a great buy for them already, Semenyo is already showing that is actually a great buy. And so now you can only imagine if they go on a run and things kick on, then, again, Arsenal just needs to, it's not about Arsenal losing. I don't think Arsenal's defense is going to actually allow multiple losses, but I definitely think that you're capable of more draws. And it's the draws that probably will make you lose it than the actual losses, because again, like I said, one draw and City win, you guys are level points. So that's what I've been trying to say. But certain people are trying to like go through all the numbers and like, oh, this is just how it's gonna. And I'm like, it's football, it's the Prem. Anyone can get beat. All of these things, but
you're not beat. So this is what
I was waffling. I was whatever it was. No football knowledge. I was, smoking or whatever. And this guy who's obviously not waffling, but what's happened to your prediction? What happened to what you're saying about your team? And so when it comes to the end of the season, we're going to come back to this waffling that I was going on about. I'm going to...
You're hurt, bro. You're hurt, bro. You sound hurt. You won today. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? You sound hurt, bro.
Not angry.
I'm just like, you're screwing up your eyebrows and everything. You're frowning. Why are you so hurt?
We're speaking with passion. You spoke with passion. I'm speaking with passion. So you brought the passion to this. So now you ignited the passion in me. So that's where it goes. So I'm ready now. So what I'm saying,
you keep referring to me as some people. Say my name, bro. Say my name. Stop saying some people. Say my name.
We will finish. Let me finish, Mr. Gavin Cameron. Okay, what's gonna happen is this: when it's the end of the season, I'm gonna bring back when I was saying to you. It's not about necessarily you losing bare games. It's about you going to be drawing. And there's games where you're going to draw, you're going to be more draws for you. And those draws are going to actually cost you. So clip this, record this, have this ready for the end of the season. And then tell me about waffling from then.
Can I answer your question, David?
Go on.
Because he didn't answer it. He just went around. He went around the whole of the UK and never actually answered the question. So, in fact, let me give you some rebuttals. He said that our recent home record is showing. Our recent record is showing that we're in poor form. And you know what? I'll come back to Man United because my stance is a little bit different.
Of course,
people want to make it about Arsenal being. They want to banter Arsenal and make it out like we're shit and we're falling apart and we're bottling it. I actually think Man United made us shit. I actually think Man United were great today. I actually want to give all the credit to Michael Carrick and them boys. Players like Cunha and the great goal, the great second goal as well. Like they scored some good goals. They were hungry for it. They wanted it. They looked like a team that spent a week learning and training to beat us, and they wanted it more. And I'm disappointed in my boys for being, in the position we are and being outfought and just being beaten by the better team today in our back garden. Is that going to happen again? No, because what I'm able to do, I'm able to balance it and say, you lot were good. My bias doesn't, my hate and my hurt from WhatsApp groups and podcasts doesn't stick so deep in my heart that I can't have a balanced view and say, you know what, they were actually amazing today. United are showing great signs. And like I said last week, if they can do this sort of performance against the likes of Fulham, they might be onto something. So when I speak without emotion and getting upset about and referring to people as some people, I can say that unlike Cyril, I can be balanced and say, yes, City could come back to win multiple games. And yes, City could draw. And yes, City could lose. And if you look at recent performances, I'd say it more skews to the point that City will lose. So if you want to speak about Arsenal scoring free-flowing football and games at home, last game at home was a 0-0 draw with Liverpool. The champions that came and set up, and we stopped them even getting a shot on goal for however long. The game before that, we beat Aston Villa, who everyone are telling me we should be worried about, 4-1. But we're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the fact that the last game we played at home prior to Liverpool was the 4-1 win against Villa. Before that, we beat Brighton 2-1. And we also had the game against Wolves, who also set up very well, and we scored 2 goals against them as well.
Yeah.
Arsenal, I think what you alluded to earlier, Dave, is correct. And this is probably what we needed, a kick up the backside. Them players were shocked, they were shell-shocked, they were hurt. United did their thing, and I don't think this changes anything. I know that United fans were desperate to win today, and I get why. They've been in the mud. It's been a tough ride. And congratulations to them. They've had their moment. But as far as it goes in our season, it may be the turnaround for their season. But in our season, I just think it's a moment. Nothing changes. I think we still go on to win the league because I can look at it from a balanced view and say that City aren't doing great. Everyone. One of the statements Cyril made was, we will go and beat Leeds, and then everyone will think that the title's back on again because we lost to Man United this week. But last week, City lost against Man United, and this week they beat Wolverhampton, and he's trying to convince me and you that the title's back on again for them. I don't get it. So they can lose to United, then beat one of the lesser teams, the shittest team in the Premier League may have seen, and it's all right to say the title's on for them. But if we come back and beat Leeds, and we extend the lead at the top, because bearing in mind, they've got a bogey team in Tottenham next week, and then week after that, they got Liverpool. So in 2 game weeks' time, we can be even further ahead than we was at midnight, Friday night. That's the reality of the game. So if we look at everything, if we zoom out, if we take out the emotion and the excitement from the win, if we zoom out and we look at the bigger picture, I don't want to be gaslit into thinking that Arsenal are bottling it again. Today, we was outperformed, we was outfought, and they did an amazing job in beating us. But to me, it's just a moment, and I hope, and I think what you alluded to is the truth, and Arteta and them boys need to go back, regroup, and say, what the fuck happened there? Let's sort this out, and let's go and win this Premier League. Because that's one, I don't know who else. I think we got Chelsea, who we don't know much about them right now, and we've got City away. Other than that, I can't think of any games that really worry me in the running.
Can I say something? This is what I was trying to say to you. There's that mentality. I can't think of games that worry me. Okay, so the things I told you, what I said before was, and this is one thing I want to be very clear. Because I'm saying something about Arsenal doesn't mean that I hate Arsenal. But I don't understand why, if you say something about Arsenal, suddenly you hate Arsenal. That is just your rhetoric. Or whatever you're saying is. Okay, so what I was saying to you was about the draws. That's what I said last time. I said you can get more draws, and those draws are probably where you're going to lose the title, not necessarily maybe. I can't see you maybe going out there having more because your defense is solid. But I can see you having more draws, and those draws would actually hurt you. And obviously, there's going to be, for example, today, that was what happened today.
So based on that line of thinking, so you look at our team and you see our defense, and you think based on our defense and whatever else you've seen in our team that you can see more draws. What is it about City that you think they're going to capitalize on them draws? That's what I'm trying to get at. And don't say because of who they were in 2022, and don't say because of Pep Guardiola and this. My man's stressed out. What is it about the actual team that you're seeing and what they're doing on the pitch in 2026 that makes you think that when we get these draws, they're going to keep capitalizing on them? Because they can't play Wolves every weekend. And the same team we just lost to that you're telling me has ruined our season beat them last week. So please, let's put some depth into it. Let's talk about something other than your vibes and feelings.
Why are you getting upset, bro?
I'm not. I'm talking with passion, like you said. Let's talk with passion. Go on.
Use your logic. That's what you just said to me just now. So I'm just use your logic.
That's actually your logic. I'm asking you to use the same line of thinking that you have for Arsenal for City, based on their running, their team, and their players, and what you see on their pitch. How do you see them capitalizing on what Arsenal are doing?
Don't have to repeat. Okay, so back to my point. The point I was saying to you was, I think here's what's the two things that happen. So confidence is a key thing. Yeah, you see, there we go. So confidence is a key thing in football and in humans and performance. Okay, so what I'm saying to you is, for example, when United, obviously there's a lot of confidence that you can see it from the players. You can even see the belief that even when we went down, you could see that the team didn't really feel like they were gonna, like, you know, you could start to tell they weren't feeling like, oh my gosh, they weren't panicking or whatever else, kept on playing their football. All right. And then obviously look what happened. So here's the thing with Arsenal now, with the amount of pressure, with the amount of conversations, amount of articles that's going to go on the rest of this week, are they going to bottle it? Are they going to bottle it? Are they going to bottle it? And so on. You know, just that one little mistake, that one error, that one thing now compounds. Whilst on the other side, City are looking at that and thinking, okay, great. We're so glad that happened or whatever. Now, of course, City can draw, City can lose, no different to Arsenal. And that's not, so I never said they can't lose, they can't draw, or nothing like that. What I'm saying to you is, in terms of Arsenal bottling it, the players even today showed that when, you know, you could see how they were a bit tentative, and, you know, when they started going back, they were making mistakes and they were rushing the passes and all these different things there. That happens again in another game, you know, or another couple of games. That's what I'm saying. So you can win one game, but then you drew another game. So you talk about those wins you spoke about. You never spoke about it when you went to Forest and what happened there. So what I'm saying, and I'm sure you were like, oh yeah, I don't see us, you know, losing, you know, this only this teams I can actually see. And I'm like, come on, bro, like we're in the Prem, anyone can get it. So when you start talking like, oh,
because I asked you about City, I asked you what do you see in City's team and performance, and you said confidence. The team just lost. They just lost to one of the worst teams in Europe the other day.
No, I didn't.
And the week before that, they lost the game that we lost. So what is it you're seeing about their play? What is it? Give me football talk. Like not this motivational speak. Give me football talk. You said our defense. What do you think about City's defense? What do you think about City's midfield? How are they going about scoring goals? What are you talking about with them? Let's talk about City. Stop talking about Arsenal. What do you see with the City that they can counteract what we're doing?
Screaming doesn't make you win the game.
I'm not screaming, bro. I'm asking you a question. What is it about City's football? Let's talk football. Let's stop talking vibes. You spoke about our football. Let's talk about City's football. What in City's game makes you believe that they're gonna be able to do something?
I think because you get like this a lot when I'm saying something. When I was trying to say about confidence is a big thing. So confidence or lack of confidence can play a part in the performance and the results. So what I'm saying to you is, when I meant confidence, I'm like, well, now you referred to United, for example, their confidence is probably what's helping them, obviously, you know, go ahead and actually win some of the games that's actually happening. And obviously after they're going to be more confident going into the next game. So what I'm saying to you is, Arsenal, again, in this game and in a couple of other games as well, in this game specifically, you could see that the confidence and some of the results and the passing was a bit rushed and all of that stuff there. So what I'm saying now, there's more pressure on Arsenal to do something, because all the conversation, all the media is going to be about Arsenal bottling it. The manager, you know, the manager, I can't knock him for today, you know, but, you know, they're going to be going on, they're talking about Saka and about this person and that person. Eventually, that could actually play a part in some of those results in the future. That's what I'm saying. The point I'm just trying to say to you is, I'm being very clear. I didn't say we'll lose a game. I didn't say we wouldn't draw. So relax yourself. What I'm saying to you is, when you're talking about what you're going to do, Arsenal's only got two, games ahead that could be strenuous everything else you can't see you losing or dropping points or whatever. And I'm like, that's
I never
the
said that. I never said that. I never said that.
What did you say about those?
I said we got City and we got Chelsea, and in our running, those are the two games that worry me. Those are the only two games that worry me. That's what I said.
But then the other games don't worry you. That's the point. That's what I'm trying to attack. That point when you said the other games don't worry you.
But I never said we'll win them. I never said we'll win them. But I never said we'll win them. I said they don't worry me.
There you go. That's the mentality I'm trying to get at. Is the fact that
you're just saying words, bro. David, sorry, David. Can I ask you a question? Did you hear where he spoke about how City, footballing wise, will be able to capitalize on Arsenal drawing?
No, I didn't hear that. Like, my question wasn't directly answered by him, but we've got a couple of new entrants come in late off the top rope. We've got Nigel coming in and Kunle coming in. So let me turn over to Kunle before we go to Nigel. So Kunle, from weekend results, disappointing result at Emirates. Can you give us your reaction to what you saw today?
Everything was good up until the Zubimendi mistake. As soon as that happened, it's like the nerves hit them all at the same time.
Yeah.
Because up until that point, that game was in control. I don't know. And it's one of those where if Zubimendi did that pass 100 times again, he would make it 99 times. It just happened to be the one time he misses it up, leads straight to a goal. And obviously, those are the fine margins when you play how we play. And I felt
I think it was slightly before that. I think Dave said it, and I agree. It was slightly before the mistake we started to make those mistakes.
We started making mistakes. But what I'm saying is, in terms of goals change games, and that led directly to a goal. Okay. And from that point, the mentality just seemed to just switch. And I saw the same type of performance that we did against Liverpool. And that was, for me, was worrying because I could see as it was getting deeper and deeper. And even in the start of the second half, Man United dominated from the first 10 minutes. And I was like, yeah, I can see where this is going because it literally was the replica of the Liverpool game. We just gave them the ball in the second half. And obviously, some people might try to blame Arteta. I don't think you can actually blame Arteta on this one. The players on the pitch were good enough to get the job done. And I think it was mentality because you started to just see, the sloppiness. Everyone was starting getting a bit jittery. First time passes weren't, and the people started playing really safe passes. No one was taking risks anymore. And even though one thing many Arsenal fans argue against, which I've said myself, the whole Odegaard Bruno thing, it needs to die now. It needs to die. I've said it so many times. Rice should be our captain. And there are too many times when we need a goal, Odegaard is taken off. Bruno will never be taken off, ever. And I think that's an indictment on who the captain is right now. And yeah, it was just very disappointing. I've just seen it. I mean, yeah, that's that where we hadn't had a shot on target since the 18th minute. It just looked like we ran out of ideas so quickly. And then obviously they resorted back to the old set piece, which obviously it works when it works. But I just thought overall the defending was so wide open. And that's not normally like us, to be so wide open in the midfield especially. And that's why I was thinking they just looked a bit rattled. I think Zubimendi allowed that mistake to get to him. And now United deserved their victory. They came with a game plan. You could see they look confident. Obviously, they beaten City, and now they came with a game plan. They knew what they had to do, and their players turned up, and ours did not.
Sorry, before anyone says anything else, I'm just so sorry, Gavin. I need to get onto Kunle right now because you just mentioned confidence, you just mentioned mentality, and that's not football. Have a word with him now. Come on.
No. It's all part of football, but it's also the type of football you play. And I just felt we didn't play our game. We didn't do what makes us good. And like Zubimendi popping it about. I mean, the whole Odegaard thing, I hate to keep coming on it, but one thing that I find for him, he likes too many touches of the ball. Like he drops really deep to get the ball. And then instead of just one-time pass, he'll take 1, 2, 3, then pass. But by then, the team have set themselves. So I just felt we didn't play our game, and United played theirs, and obviously theirs one worked, and now they deserve the 3 points. Because if we had got 2-2, it would have been undeserved. But obviously, at this stage, the points is what matters. But we shot ourselves in the foot. I would have thought if it got to 2-2, then just hold fire on that, because it's not a win, but a defeat is even worse, which is what then happened. But yeah, I was disappointed, man. Very disappointed.
Are you worried about the implications for the title that this result might have?
I will worry when I see how we play against Leeds. Because I would have thought against midweek, played the kids. It's literally a dead rubber. We've won the Champions League group. There's no need to play anyone of note on Wednesday. Play kids, and then everyone regroup and then go again against Leeds. When I see how we play against Leeds, then I can say whether I'm worried or not. But this game you can lose or not.
You know he's not going to play the kids, don't you? Because we're at home and he's going to want to get a positive result.
No, I know. No, I mean, when I say play the kids, I don't mean the kids. I mean like the second string, that
The
players
team
who
like on
don't really
Wednesday.
get regular game time.
The same team we played in the week against Inter. That's what I would take.
Yeah, but even less. And I mean, no Gabriel, no Saliba. Like, players don't need to touch the pitch. You can play Madueke, play Martinelli can play. You can play, and the Eze Odegaard thing, whoever. But yeah, I just basically rest as many as you can for Leeds. And when I see the Leeds performance, then I'll say if I'm worried. Because if we win, then we just keep it moving, and then it's just about racking them wins again. Because again, I still see City dropping more points, because their next game is Spurs and Liverpool, both away. So we just have to keep doing what we're doing. But now United deserve the victory. No one can argue, I don't think.
Let's bring Nigel in, man. Give us your reaction to the game, because you said a long time ago that you were confident that this would be the game where we lose, and lo and behold, here we are.
First of all, Cyril, I want to shout out to you because you scored 3 goals against Arsenal. I said that was impossible. No one scored 3 goals against Arsenal. I said I was very confident that we will return the punishment that you gave us at Old Trafford when we dominated that game. I was fully confident that there's no way. I haven't been able to sleep properly since August. And I was like, there's no way these players have been able to sleep properly since we threw the ball in the back of our net. Right? So I was very confident that we were able to do one. I called it 2-1 in our thing last season. So I came out to you, I said, it's impossible. Who's scoring 3 goals against Arsenal? It's impossible to score 3 goals against Arsenal. What I will say is that I think both of us, either we were nervous, or I've never seen so many top players miscontrol a ball as much as I've seen in the first half. So I don't know if it was the pressure. I have no idea if Arsenal were nervous or what. But there was a lot of misplaced passes. Forget Zubimendi's goal that allowed Mbeumo in, but just in general, and a lot of second balls that was easy to control. And Mbeumo was actually annoying me until he scored that goal. I don't even notice that everything was bouncing off him. I was like, what the hell? Like, he was playing like a League 2 player.
Different game from last week, yeah.
Yeah. I was very frustrated with him, but then he scored and shut me up. So all right, cool. But then I was very delighted, and then I was calling for him to come off for Cunha, and then Cunha came on within a minute or two. He banged in that goal. But one thing I will say is that I can't remember the Aston Villa goals too tough, but I remember the Liverpool and the goals that obviously we scored today. Like, what it takes to beat Arsenal, the kind of goals it takes to beat Arsenal is outrageous. Right? I'm delighted that we managed to put our 10-year hoodoo to bed.
It was the same with Villa as well. You say you don't remember it, but the Villa goals were banging as well.
Oh yeah, there. That's what it takes to score a goal against Arsenal. So I hear everything that you guys are saying, but one question I do want to ask you guys as Arsenal fans, you know the 4 substitutions that he made, and I just want to ask you about his substitutions because we in our last podcast I told you whoever is playing, not Timber, not Saliba, not Gabriel, that other defender who's not Calafiori was the player we're going to attack. And Hincapié, I thought, opened the door for us, in my opinion, and gave us confidence. in a lot of our play. I just want to know your thoughts on that because I did call it last week. And also, I want to know your opinion on the 4 subs. And I also want to see if you guys are going to give some credit to Gyökeres because, you know, when he came on, the whole game, our defensive line was very solid. We were all in position. When Gyökeres came on, and it's very different when you're watching and it's your team. Gyökeres was pulling our defenders all over the place. There was
he looked
when he
good
came on,
today.
he pulled Martinez.
Yeah.
He pulled Martinez out into the fullback area, and then opened up gap for you guys to get shots in. And that was the first time because I watch it like anyone else. It's not my team, so I'd watch it anyone else. How many shots has he taken? How many runs behind? You know, basic stats. But today, because it was against my team, I saw the movement that he does because you're not top by mistake, and you cannot be top of the Premier League by carrying a player. So I actually want to get your opinion now. Now that I've seen him with my own eyes against my team, and I see the gaps and holes that he was creating for others to play in. And you did start with Gary Jesus. That I saw a lot of Arsenal fans saying, bin him, play Jesus. You did. And we had them all day. But I actually saw the quality of Gyökeres, in my opinion, as a player, as a fan, as a supporter, as a Man United, that when I saw what he was doing and creating gaps, especially for Saka to run into, until you made that Saka, until you put Saka on the left wing and put Madueke on, because I found it interesting that you made that change when Saka and when White came on. It was a whole new bunch of problems that he was creating with Gyökeres, and then you switched Saka to the left, and then for me, everybody in Man United was sighing huge sigh of relief that you did that. I know that Madueke wasn't dangerous or anything like that, but it wasn't the way Saka plays with Timber and he plays with Declan Rice coming in. Man, there's a whole bunch of and taking on both our left backs in Shaw and Dorgu. I think I was just wondering, maybe do you have too much riches for Arteta when the games are tight like that to know what to do with? I was going to throw this out there because for me, you had us against the ropes, and I think you made too many changes in one go, and I think you messed up your own momentum, in my opinion, because there was a point when you had.
I don't know if I agree.
I just want to know what you think.
Let me come in on that. So, like, the making of the 4 transfers at once, the 4 substitutions at once, like that was surprising because I don't see many managers sort of do that, and I've never seen Arteta do that. I feel essentially when you've made 4 changes at once, you've essentially changed half the team, and that did kind of kill half of the outfield team. That's essentially killed like sort of a little bit of the momentum that we were building. Do I agree that the right people came on? I do. However, I would have liked to seen it maybe staggered a little bit. Gyökeres coming on, I think he played well today, caused more problems than what Jesus did. It seems to be like whoever the substitute guy that comes on seems to do better than the one that started the game. So, I can't say, that Jesus, should be back to the bench and then, Gyökeres is going to be lighting it up. We just don't know.
But can I ask you one question? Because you cannot be top of the league by accident. And like I said, because you're playing against Man United, I was watching it from a different lens. First of all, you guys cheat at throw-ins. You guys must take another 10. I was like,
we're not the only club that does that.
I've never seen this before. No, you guys take the piss. And even when Ben White came on, he was straight on it.
He was the worst.
Really tactical. Yeah, I was like, what? No.
Send an email to PGMOL. Email PGMOL.
No, it's ridiculous. But I will say this. the way Gyökeres was pulling Martinez, because it was Maguire and Martinez in the middle, solid, strong. When Gyökeres came on, he was pulling Martinez all over the place. I don't know if you guys noticed. Cyril, did you notice?
Yeah.
I think
And,
for me,
and at that point, because you cannot be top of the league by accident, you cannot be top of the league by carrying a man. You cannot be top of the league by playing 10 men for 23 games of the season, whatever it is. And now I appreciate his movement. And now I want to ask you guys, the Arsenal fans, have you guys been missing something in order to be something hearing with him? Because you cannot be top and at the point 7 points clear by accident, and it's funny.
I think for me, I've been
replace him and then you lose the game. I just want to know your opinion.
I've been anti-Gyökeres. I've had definitely Warren. I think David's been somewhat pro Gyökeres, and I don't know, but I've gone off him. And then today, within 15 minutes, I'd say, I started to think, oh shit, yeah, we should have started Gyökeres. And then when he came on, obviously Martinez ain't the biggest defender in the league, but he was ruining it. So I don't know how much credit I want to give it to him because it was Martinez, but he ain't no slouch. He doesn't really get bullied from when I've seen him play. I don't watch United every week, but Gyökeres did well today, and he did well in the week in his little cameo. So hopefully, these are green shoots. These are green shoots of him having more of an impact. But to answer your question,
yeah,
and I think David was the one that first person I heard point out anyway, was the amount of control we have with Gyökeres is clear. But that's that boring football again. I think a lot of things with Arteta and his team is boring stuff that works. It's effective. Do you know what I mean? That like we want a striker that does 10 step overs and bangs it top corner. I want a striker and come and do stuff like Cunha done. And then there's no doubt that he's a ball.
Yeah, but that's hazy. But the thing is, though, when Gyökeres came on, it brought all you see those attacking players that you have, the Trossards,
he brings them alive. He brings them alive. Which was what I liked about him before he got injured. But then when he came back, he's not been as effective as that, in my opinion. And then Jesus came on, and it was that new toy of or a new toy that you found, or whatever there. He come around, he's like, oh my God, like he's giving that excitement. But you're taking a step back, that might have been a bit too hasty. Me, it's one of them things where when he's not there, do we miss him? In the league, in the Premier League, definitely it could be something. But he's had some shocking games as well, so it's annoying. I don't think even Arteta knows the answer personally.
The thing is, when you say shocking game, I can't. I can only speak because you played against my team now, so it's very different. But we were very solid until he came on, right? And then there were people at the edge of your box that you do not want to have a ball. There was a Declan Rice curler that you banged in Europe.
Yeah.
But that was all because of Gyökeres' movement that moved Martinez out. And we have been solid the whole game, and he did that continuously. And not necessarily that he got shots on goal that, yes, you would want your striker to do. I can give you another example. Until Sesko came on, Cyril, you know, it's every long ball we lost. And we had to gamble on the second ball until Sesko came on. And actually, that was the first time we held the ball from a long ball, right? So he didn't score, he didn't have a shot on target, but in terms of general play, he made us better, a lot better. And in fact, I think it was his hold up that even allowed the play for Cunha to score the third goal. Right?
No, it was.
Because everything was bouncing off in Bremer. Everything. I can tell you. Right?
What's your take on Gyökeres? I think the only thing I'll say to you,
the thing with Gyökeres is it's the type of thing. What the things he did, he has been doing before. All it is, everyone's looking at goals, not that. It's just that on this occasion, you notice it more because we needed something different than what Jesus. And I think both strikers are obviously different profiles, so they fit. When one comes off who hasn't done well, the other one's always going to look good because they'll do something different. But oh my God, look, he trapped. So I think both of them have their flaws and then they have their strengths. But one thing I didn't understand was switching Saka's position. Yeah. Madueke is not better than Saka on the right. That makes no sense to me. And Saka was cooking. Saka was starting to cook on that side with Ben White, and everyone knows the relationship between Ben White and Saka. It's one of the best out there when they start working that 1-2s. So that I didn't understand. And was Martinelli injured?
I don't think so.
I saw it
On the
warming up
bench.
because
And that would make sense because if the go-to has always, as Martinelli, its pace, impact, that's one of Martinelli's key strengths. So that again, I found a bit weird that Madueke was the first one to be brought on. And I thought when he came on, he was going to go onto the left-hand side. But to see him switch Saka, he didn't make that part didn't make sense because you switch your best right winger to the left and then put the guy who's not as good as him in his best. It just,
So
And then
what Nige said just now, does Arteta have too many options at play?
no, it's not. I don't think it's even too many options. I just think he needs to understand who's best where and when to use them. Because usually his go-to is always because he didn't want to take off Saka, so there was no need to bring him Madueke then. Because Martinelli is better on the left-hand side because of that part just didn't make sense to me, and we just seemed to lose because after that I didn't really see Saka. I think he had one cross after that, and then that was about it. And Madueke as well. How many times he would get into a good position and then just kick the ball off?
He did have that connection with Ben White because there was one time he made a great run in and then played the ball in for Ben White. But
Who's that? Is that Madueke?
Yeah.
They are building a good connection. That's the only reason I think Arteta, because them two have started to build a good connection when they've played as like the B team or whatever. Like I've seen them play well together, but Kunle's right. At the same time, there's no one on our right hand side that's been a better connection than Saka and Ben White. As far as having too many, I don't know, man.
What did you think? Wait, I don't know. When you guys saw the substitution bench the substitutions happening, and you saw those 4 players coming on, because I thought it would be Trossard for Martinelli at the very least. I was worried about Mourinho, I won't lie, because he's bigger. And then, what did you guys think?
I wanted all them subs. I was happy, but my thing was coming from a state of panic because as soon as we scored. Huh?
Do you think Odegaard's having a bad game? I just want to know.
He was.
I thought he was okay until the whole team went shit.
Yeah. That's why. Because
I thought he was okay, and then after I think it was just before Zubi. You lot conceded and thought, all right, fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
And that's what that's what I wanted United to do. I wanted to come out and play, but my shock was you lot came out and play and fucking made us look worse. I thought it was going to be like blow for blow, like how we are in the Champions League, and we'd beat you. That's what I thought we'd get 2 or 3 before half time. When it went to 1-1 and we looked the way we did, I'm thinking, we need to change this shit. We need to give them something different to think about. We need to put Eze on. We needed Gyökeres. Like I said, Jesus weren't doing enough for me, so I weren't mad at the subs.
Yeah, the 2. I don't disagree with that. Although I thought Odegaard was connecting things. I was happy.
Way better than Eze.
I was happy when Odegaard went off, right? Because that's what I'm asking you. Because he wasn't taking shots or doing whatever flashy stuff. But actually, if you look at the game, he was one of the few people. Actually, be interested to know, David, I don't know if you got the stats. Because I can tell you without looking at stats, in Bremo, his ball position was horrendous. It was pissing me off, right? And I don't think Kobe Mania.
Say that again, sorry. What was pissing you off?
His hold up play, possession.
His hold up play, his passing.
Oh, okay, yeah.
To be fair to him, though, that's not really his game.
And look who he's up against. This is the thing. I think we made him look poor. He was aggressive. That's my opinion, bro. I think before the goal, our defense was on it. Fernandes weren't in the game. We was all over you lot. I'm going to give him some grace and say we weren't giving him the space.
I'll give you an example. You see the when the Bremer was through on goal, his first touch that took him so far wide. Yeah. That against Arsenal.
You need to get it right.
Against Arsenal in the Premier League, you can't do that. right?
Mm.
And then luckily, Zubimendi made him look like he's great, and the headlines is going to be amazing about him. But I'm telling you now, this guy, and my manager saw the same thing. My coach saw the same thing. He took him off and brought on Cunha, and you saw the difference. You saw when Cunha and Sesko came on, the ball stuck with him. And I'm not saying you had the pink face. It was a massive difference, and then we had more control. So the control you're talking about, Man United coming on, was when those substitutions happened because they Premier kept losing the ball. It was insane, right? And I
think
don't know,
before that,
Odegaard, even though he wasn't slicing or making Hollywood passes like Gerrard does, but what he was doing, in my opinion, he was doing that same thing that you guys do. When you guys have the ball and we're coached back and we're trying to block the passing lanes, you're doing that thing where you pass and then every time you pass back, you come forward about 2 yards forward.
You're my Odegaard.
Yeah. That's the beauty of him, was control. So for me, when your other players came on and you put Saka to the left, then you killed it because at that point you were even though we had Shaw and Dorgu, two fullbacks, Timber was making these underlapping runs and you were getting through us, and then White came on with his energy, and then at that point I thought the game's gone. But then you move Saka to the left. And then, and nothing against Madueke. He was doing what he's known for. He was just dribbling to the ball and trying to take man on. But we're ready for that. But we weren't ready for the intricacy and the pattern of play. I don't even know when you guys went 1-0 up. There was a part where you guys were just pinging the ball around. Did you see that shit? I was like, oh my god, this could be too.
Yeah, that's the part when I thought.
Yeah.
But then we started making mistakes doing it, and then that's when you look. That to me is when United are dangerous, and I'm talking like this for a couple seasons now. You pick us off, and then it's a foot race.
No, but the 1-1 goal was just Zubimendi. I've never seen him make.
Of course.
I've never seen him make a pass like that in the whole season, first and foremost. But still, that was the 1-1 equalizing goal. Okay, you go in halftime, you recalibrate, and then you come back in. I didn't see Declan Rice really didn't come into the game until minute 70 or something like that. When you took off, basically he was you made a subs around 55, isn't it?
Yeah.
He became the 6.
Yeah, then Declan started coming into it, and then I was worried because he's the last person I wanted on the ball from deep. But then when you brought Madueke as well, he was passing. I don't know. I think you guys had too many cooks in the kitchen, but that's my opinion. I was delighted. Don't get me wrong.
They've got the best squad, so that's why they can. They've got the best squad in the world football, so that's what they're going to.
But do you think he did a Pep in the Champions League when Pep overthought him with all that talent he had? Because
I don't think he overthought it.
Last week I told you the only ones that can beat you in this title league race is yourselves. And today,
I don't think Arteta did anything wrong. I get the Saka moving to the left thing, and I see Odegaard. What Odegaard does, it's effective and boring. Like a bit like when we were talking about Gyökeres. No one gets excited about what Odegaard does. I get it, but him coming off and Eze coming on, I weren't necessarily mad at that either. I don't think with the tools he's got, he had to do something.
Right,
so I don't. But then when he does what he has to do, it's then on the players. So if he does move Saka to the left and he does move Madueke to the right, and puts Madueke on the right, he puts Eze in. That's a lot of fucking talent, bro. What are we talking about here?
Yeah, well, one question. Because David said before, I want you to in some games I want you to play one DM, basically Declan Rice and 2 8s. Now in this game, in my opinion, when you're taking off Zubimendi, you're doing what David asked for, right? So I just want to ask you this. I want to ask you this: the space that Cunha had when you went to that formation or made those substitutions, do you think if Declan Rice and Zubimendi, how you basically started the game with that stability that you had in form of your amazing defense, apart from Nketiah, I don't care what you guys say, he's a liability. Right, in front of those, do you think Cunha would have had the space to run and take that? Not Dorgu's, that was a quick play and just an unbelievable goal. That it took me a minute to realize that
it's a rock and a hard place, bro.
Cunha's goal
It's a rock and a hard place, bro. Because we at that point we need to go for a win. You're not wrong, but like what Dave's saying, what Dave wants to see. That's a team that's going for a win. If we were 2-1 up and he brought on an extra attacker and made us more susceptible to what Cunha did, then there's an argument for that. But we needed a goal. Probably needed 2 goals, to be honest. So he rolled the dice.
But that was 2-2. That was 2-2.
The changes come before. The changes come before we equalise, no?
Yeah, we were 2-1 down.
We were 2-1. No, we were 2-1 down, and then that's
Cunha's goal was 3-2.
yeah. But what I'm saying is, what you're saying is, if Zubi and Rice were still there,
Yeah, one more sub.
but unless I heard you wrong, but if you're saying if Zubi and Rice were still there, Cunha may not have scored.
Yeah. No.
But Zubi came off so we can get the equaliser and then go on to win. That's how I understood it, or that's how I remember it. So we could, both scenarios could have happened because we scored, and then as we're thinking, all right, I'm thinking, let's go and get the win now. Cunha's gonna done a madness, and the game's gone.
David, what time is the substitution? Can you show me? Because I think it made your last one.
Was it like 56? He made the 4.
15
Right,
minutes.
so the four subs was on the 58th minute. It was White for Hincapié, Merino for Odegaard, Gyökeres for Jesus, and Eze for Zubi. And then the final sub came on the 75th when Madueke came on for Trossard.
Yeah, so by then we're going for it.
But what was the score at 75th?
That's where again, instead of me seeing Arteta as making a mistake, I rate Carrick for saying fuck it, let's go for it and put Cunha on.
Wait,
Yeah, all of our subs occurred whilst we were 2-1 down because we didn't score until the 84th minute.
And Cunha came on when?
Your sub, when you brought Cunha on, he came on in the 69th minute, so you were still leading 2-1 at that point. Yeah.
Do you know?
Oh, okay. Maybe I got that bit wrong.
One thing I was gonna say just now, you know, when Dorgu came off, what was great to see, he didn't put on a defensive player.
Yeah.
You know, he put on, and it was like that, and so again, but if that was Amarim,
yeah. But Cyril, do you not think? Hello, obviously, thank you, amazing, congratulations to him. Obviously, we're chasing because everyone behind us, Liverpool lost great opportunity, but Chelsea won, which puts us under immense pressure, right? But for Arsenal to even to draw that game, I don't know. I just thought it was very early for a Hail Mary. But you guys are Arsenal fans. I'm just.
It was early. Like, it was early. You know, we done our Hail Mary before the 60th minute, so you know I completely.
But you know what? What I was gonna say about
what would you have done different, Dave?
Just before you answer that, Dave, just one thing, right? How many times, if let's say Arteta didn't do that move, would Hans have been cussing him for not doing anything? I think, you know, in the past he would have probably held on a little bit longer. I think him doing that was slightly different to what he normally would do. So I think, in a sense, it's like, you know, when you sort of say he's learning from his mistakes or whatever, I thought, okay, cool, when he made that move there, you know, it was a fair game. But obviously, you know, he didn't plan out the way he needed to. But I think that he was proactive about it. And I think sometimes he's challenged for not being that proactive and, you know, making sort of big moves and big changes. And he did. So
for me, as a fan, I thought 4 subs, an injury could happen. Look at Dorgu going.
Always.
I thought 4 subs at that time of the match was way too much, in my opinion. I mean, I was delighted to see.
What would you have done different, Dave?
Yellow card. Remember, Declan Rice was on the yellow card when those 4 subs came on.
Yeah, that's the only thing I thought. I thought to use, because we only got 5, to use all of them, and we could be fucked here. But because Arteta is so boring and so like reserved with stuff like that, and it's United, Man United, Arsenal, like it's Man United, Arsenal, bro. Come on, you get it. Do you know what I mean? Like,
why do you say that? Because we're behind you. But why do you care? You're top of the league. Like, because to
Arteta, it's Man United, Arsenal, and I'm not saying it's a good thing. It's probably wrong, but this is the man that we're dealing with. Like he's an emotional guy. So I think in his head, I think this is one of his issues. Like in his head, he's probably thinking, "No, we got to win this. Let's go for it." And I think, I don't know. I don't know. I think
you
it-
were one of the fans that said when you guys drew and you actually extended your gap from 6 points to 7 points, you're like, why are you guys complaining? We extended by 7 points. For me, I would have seen that this is a tough fixture, Man United, and we want revenge for what happened at the opening day of the season. I've been holding that since.
But remember what may have, and again, I can't speak for the man, but maybe City and Villa both winning was playing on his mind.
Yeah, but
And he wanted to
they're
keep.
not playing Man United. Yeah, but they're not playing Man United. It's okay.
I agree with you. I completely agree. I said last week it'll be a draw. I wanted a draw at half time. I would have taken 1-1 and call off the rest of the game. I would have taken that. But it is what it is. And let's
What do you
see.
guys think? Because now, I want to ask you guys another question because I looked at your fixture schedule, and I think I've said this to you guys last week. Do you think for someone it's 2026, you haven't won the league in 22 years, David? Is that correct?
Yeah,
It will be 20.
it will be this May. Yeah.
Do you guys think you should be, like, with all due respect, do you guys think you should be in the semi-finals? In the semi-finals, yeah, in the semi-finals of the League Cup? Like, honestly, do you think? I know you got a fat squad. I know you got amazing players. Please, I'm not cussing your squad. Your squad's fucking amazing. I'm not saying that. But do you think where you are in the position that you have, do you not think that win the Premier League first and then maybe next year go for the Champions League? When I saw you on top of the Champions League, and I don't know the fixtures that you played, but I'm pretty damn sure you played man like Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka, and Gabriel.
The last game we didn't. We played
but
Saka.
to get there. I'm just wondering, like, I don't know. It's 22 years since you won the league, and of all, you come second 3 times in a. Is it 3 times in a row?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just asking you guys as fans. Do you really think, considering the position that you were in before today, that
The answer, Nigel. The answer, Nigel.
I don't get the question.
Yes, he's saying, being in the position that we're in, because we haven't won the league for 2 decades, should we really be prioritising the Carling Cup and just fob that off and just focus on the league? That's where he's going. And my opinion is, in our position, having not won a trophy in such a long time, we can't afford to be picky. So
no, but there's Crystal Palace. Wait, there's
Go on,
Newcastle. In my opinion, there's Newcastle winning the League Cup, right?
Go on, Nige.
Winning the FA Cup, right?
Go on,
Actually,
Nige.
let me ask you a different question. If Man City win the league or Aston Villa win the league, right? And you get to the Champions League final, you lose to Barcelona or Bayern Munich, Harry Kane hat-trick, right? But you win the League Cup and the FA Cup.
Go on, Nige.
What would that podcast be when we're all together?
No, Nige. I want you to say, what would you think, guys? This is why I fuck with you, bro. What would you say about Arsenal as a club if that was a scenario? How would you see it, bro?
So, okay, so I'll tell you this. When I looked at the fixture, your fixture, this after this, actually, I was looking at 2-2. I was thinking, okay, draw 5 points. That's good, right? So I was thinking to myself, I was looking at your fixture list, and then I saw, League Cup semi-final. I actually forgot you guys were in that because I got to bed. It's pointless me watching it. And the fact that it's pointless me watching it, I was just wondering to myself, is it worth you guys risking an injury? Or when you guys play in the FA Cup, because there's a red card in the FA Cup is a suspension in the Premier League. Is that correct, David?
Mm-hmm.
Why is that, Nige? Why do you feel that way? Why do you feel that way, Nige?
Because
all trophies matter, no?
All trophies matter.
Yeah, that's what the talk is, though.
But when you talk about us, when other people talk about Arteta, they say he's only won the FA Cup. And
really? Okay, interesting, Nige. No, I'm listening.
FA Cup didn't keep Louis Van Gaal in the job. Right?
Right.
And the FA Cup didn't keep. Well, actually, it did keep Ten Hag in the job, and then soon after. And probably the only reason why Slot is still at Liverpool is because he won.
It's because he won the Premier League. Wow.
So
wow.
I'm wondering.
Ask the congregation, Nige. Ask the
No, but I'm
congregation.
asking-
You're singing to the choir. Ask the congregation. Ask the congregation what they think, Nige. I'd like everyone to answer this. I'd like everyone to respond, please.
Your sub bench,
I am
and
ready
I
to
think,
answer.
and I think of the expenditure there, and I think of Declan Rice, 100 million, all this stuff. I'm thinking, did you really spend all that money for the League Cup? Like, I'm just thinking, you now have a once in a generation. No, that's a lie. A full time in a generation opportunity to win this league after everything that's happened previously. Are you really going to risk injuries and whatever? Because I heard that Havertz had a setback or something. Is that true? I don't know. Like, are you really
No,
gonna?
it's not that Havertz has had a setback. It's just we're just bringing him along like nicely.
We're trying to manage it. We're trying to manage it.
Can I answer the question that Nigel's going for? So, are you saying? So, what's the question? Is just what's the black and white question?
I'm thinking like,
Should we fuck off the league and the FA Cup? And,
No.
and maybe even, or should we just prioritize?
I'm gonna ask questions to you. If you guys do not win the Premier League and you do not win the Champions League, right? But you win the League Cup and the FA Cup, would you be doing cartwheels? Because
Yeah, I would.
Last week
I
you
would.
told me that you
David,
do not want to know me. And you said
David.
You said David, catch a flight from Thailand, right, to London to celebrate Arsenal win the Premier League. If
David.
you win the League Cup, are you gonna ask David to buy a ticket from Thailand to London?
I'm at whatever trophy parade we have.
I don't believe you, David. I don't believe you, David. I don't believe you, David.
I wouldn't do that personally.
I'm being serious.
David, you said what did you say earlier about if we bottle this Premier League? What did you say?
Biblical banter.
So if we win the FA Cup, you're gonna come all the way from Thailand to England and celebrate like biblical banter ain't happening online.
No, listen, here's the thing, right? No, check this. So can I say right now?
Wait, let him answer. Wait, so
Go
let
on.
him answer. Let him answer.
I look, this is on recording, okay, and we've gone over an hour and 5 minutes now. So
Wait. Answer Kevin's question, please.
So I just want to say for all that is watching now and in future, any trophy parade, I'm there. I don't care. We're in the world.
I don't believe you. I don't believe you.
That's not Gavin's question.
Thank you, Gavin.
Wait.
I don't believe you.
You book a flight from Thailand to London Heathrow to join in the trophy parade for the League Cup. That's his question.
And we've bottled the league. And you've just watched Man City lift the league. And we've come second for the 4th year on the bounce. You're going to come and celebrate the FA Cup from another country.
My ticket is already booked for me to return game week 36.
David,
So
But that might be too late. The FA Cup final will be FA Cup final will be over by then.
But no, it won't. No, it won't.
Okay, maybe not. What game week 36 did you say?
Yeah, the trophy parade
Okay.
is after the season is finished. I'm here to
No. Not if we bottled it. We got to do the parade the day after FA Cup final, and they don't even do the FA Cup final at the end of the season anymore. They do it before the Premier League finishes. They disrespect the FA Cup. But when I say it, I'm wrong for disrespecting it. When I say it's not good enough to win the FA Cup, bro, Nigel, this is why I rate you, bro. You know how much banter and how much I've been battered for saying the League Cup is a dead trophy and I don't want to win it.
No, okay, so
Listen, don't get me wrong. If we win the League Cup, I'll put a little post up. That's one for the bag. But if we win the League Cup and we don't win the Premier League, bro, I'm done with football. If we don't win the Premier League from here in any way, shape, or form, I'm done with football, regardless whatever trophies we pick up. Maybe the Champions League. I might still have chest if we win the Champions League.
That is different.
But if it's not one of them two, I'm not interested. But people want to make out like that's crazy talk.
No.
David said
can I
he
say something now?
will
Because Gav's trying to go at me. So
I'm not trying to go at you. There's many people that said that. There's many people that said that.
Oh, but I need to hear David because I can't accept that he will come from Thailand to London Heathrow.
I think David's hedging bets. I think David's hedging his bets. Personally, I think David's doing David. I think David's playing clever.
I need to hear him. David, say it.
I don't care if I'm in Timbuktu. I'm coming back. Trophy.
Liar. I don't believe you.
No.
What's that gif you always post? I don't believe you.
Are you coming back specifically to watch Arsenal win the FA Cup after they bottled the league to Aston Villa or Man City, for example? Is that what you're buying a ticket for? Yes or no?
I don't care if I'm in Thailand, Shirtland, or Shoeland. I'm here for any trophy parade. That's it.
That's not Arsenal, bro. That's not
I'm
Arsenal,
here for
bro.
any, I'm here for any
See,
trophy.
Nigel, I could tell me and you grew up in the same era watching football. And David did too. So he's bantering right now. Yeah.
David, I can tell you now, we've
The
won
League Cup is a joke trophy.
I can tell you now.
I say it on. I say it recorded.
We've
It's
won the
joke.
League Cup. I didn't even cross my mind to buy a flight ticket to come and celebrate.
No, of course. So,
We beat Man City in the FA Cup. It still wasn't enough for me to buy a flight ticket. But
So,
David, I can
it's
tell you
okay.
right now, if somehow by God's miracle that we come above you to win the Premier League this season, Gavin, right now, I'm buying them. Business class ticket.
Tell him he's disrespectful. See, tell him he's disrespectful, Cyril. Tell him he's disrespectful. Go on.
check this. The thing is, you never let me get my words out. You just you have an idea of what you think I'm trying to say. If you're on track to win the Prem, and then you lose out to anything else to the Prem, and then you get something else, of course you're gonna want to win the Prem over anything else. But what I'm saying to you is, you lot for however long haven't won anything. Okay, so you do need to win something. Now, of course, there will be biblical banter if
I completely disagree.
didn't, if you don't win the Prem or whatever. But at the same time, if you guys won an FA Cup, it'll give your fans something you guys have not felt.
So you see the other years when they came second, right? You can say, for me,
Yeah, that's what I was talking about.
you can say we came second with a League Cup. We came second with an FA
Thank
Cup.
you.
Yeah, you can say that then, but this year,
That's what I'm saying. This year is different.
after this,
I said the same thing last year. The first. So remember, there's 3 seasons. The first season, I would have taken anything. Yeah, I was in that space. But then we upped our level. The second season, I would have taken the league and been I would have taken FA Cup and been disappointed. Not the League Cup. You see that season when Liverpool won it? That's when I said, if we don't win the league, I don't want nothing. The main reason being, yeah, and it will happen this season, it would have happened last season. If we went on to finish second and win the FA Cup, do you know what it would have been? That's not good enough. That's what everyone's talk would have been. Let alone if we won the League Cup. We have to win the Champions League or the league. But even me, and all the people that would say, oh, you ain't won nothing, the narrative will change to, well, you ain't won nothing of significance. You've still been 20 odd years since you won the league. You've never won the Champions League. These are the things we need to put to bed. We've been won the FA Cup. We won it more than anybody else. I don't want that anymore. And the League Cup is not significant. Personally, I grew up in an era where Arsene Wenger and Alex Ferguson ruined any respect you could have for that trophy. That's just me. Say again.
Our kids were good. We played some wicked matches.
Yeah, but we got amazing kids like Jack Wilshere and all them man come from playing in the League Cup. I get it, like it was good training for them, but it's a dead trophy. People are going to try and make, because Arsenal aren't winning anything. It's been lauded as this amazing trophy now. It's never been that for me. I am who I am in it. I'm an old man. I'm stuck in my ways. I have my mentality. Coca-Cola Cup, Worthington Cup, this cup, that cup, the Pepsi Cup, the friggin' the Tetley Tea Cup. I don't know what it's called anymore. It's got bare different names. I can't respect it. The FA Cup, I have an emotional attach to the FA Cup. So, but even that still, for me now, we've won it so many times, and it's been the token prize for a shit season so many times that I know as a fan and I know as opposition, it's going to be seen as not good enough. We have to win one of the big 2. And that's not disrespected any trophies. That's where we are. Newcastle had a ball winning the League Cup last season. We're not Newcastle.
Yeah.
We're not Newcastle. And that's my point when it comes to trophies.
I agree.
But David, if we win the FA Cup, David, if we win the FA Cup and we bottle this league, I want to see you, bro. But I won't be there. I want to see you on your Insta story or something.
No, I want to see you.
Like I said, and we'll end the show with this because we've gone an hour and 15 minutes. Wherever I am in the world, like I've said, whether I'm in Thailand, Shirtland, or Shoeland, okay? If Arsenal come back with a trophy, I will be there for that trophy parade. On that note, gents, I am going to have to end the show because we have gone on for far, far too long. And I am sick to death of talking about today's loss. So, on that note, gents, thank you for joining me. We will be back next week where the big game of the weekend sees Tottenham up against Man City. And for 1 week only, the only time
North
in your
London
life,
is white, mate.
you and all of you viewers out there, are
North
gonna
London
see
is
this
white.
Arsenal fan cheering on Tottenham. So
Come
on
on,
that
sit
note,
there,
gents,
sit
on
there,
that note, gents, we'll leave the show there.
You
Thank you for
and
joining
I
me, to all the viewers,
sit.
When
to
I
all the viewers
say
out there.
all that
Thank you for
you
joining
for
us.
me.
We will see you on the next Over the Line
We've
show.
seen it all.